Today's recipe, we're going to use 2 lobster. And to pick a good lobster, it has to be hard shell. By pressing against the head, you will feel it if it's hard. Now wash all the lobster really good. Okay, now we're going to try to put them to sleep by poking a hole right on the bottom and push it all the way to the top, and then let the lobster rest for about 10 minutes or so. You will see what happened after a few minutes. All the blood will come out. Okay, now we're gonna have about 1 tablespoon of minced ginger for this recipe. Okay, thinly sliced and then cut into thin strips, and then you just mince them. You can use as much as ginger as you like, depending on how you like the ginger. In this recipe, I use about one tablespoon or so, or maybe a little bit, just a little bit more than 1 tablespoon. But it's all up to you. Okay. With shallots, I'm only use 1 whole shallot. You're gonna mince the same way as you mince the onion. And the garlic, you're gonna finely mince them too. With the garlic, you don't have to use a lot, because in the sauce later we already have garlic in there, so reduce the garlic. With the scallion, just cut into about 1 inch long. Set them all on the side. Ginger, shallot, garlic, and scallion. I'm going to use tapioca flour for frying, about 1 cup of chicken stock, 3 tablespoons of cooking wine, 1/2 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of garlic sauce, and about 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and also 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. This is the black bean garlic sauce I'm talking about. We're going to bring 1/2 cup of water to a boil. Now, you see this? I pull out the chopstick and look out the liquid come out. That's the blood from the lobster. Eventually it's going to become like a gelatin kind of like. Okay, now we're going to remove the claw. We're going to steam the claw and the head together to we're just going to use the meat. You don't have to chop it up. Okay, just remove the head, and make sure you remove all the tamales out from the head too. You don't have to use this is optional, but this makes the sauce more tasty. Now, don't mistake this for the other part of the lobster. It's not the one you think about. Okay, instead of chopping the lobster, make it all splatter all around, we're going to just use the scissor and cut them. First, you're going to make incision right on the bottom of the shell, and now you use the knife to cut the meat in half. Press it down, and if you have a hard time cutting it, then just give it a tap or use the scissor and cut on the bottom, just like this. See how easy it is? You don't have to make a mess by chopping it up into pieces. Now, remove the vein. That's the one you don't want to use. Okay, now you're going to cut into even pieces. Lobster this side, I've cut about 3 pieces. You don't want it too small. Okay, when the water boils, you're going to place all the claws on the bottom and the head on top, cover and steam for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to show you how to remove the meat. Just cut them in half, or you can use a hammer and just crack them, but I use the scissor. Okay, be careful with your hand. Cut and then break open and remove the meat. You see how easy it is? Okay, we do the same thing for the claw. Break the claw, remove that part, and insert the scissor in there and just cut it. And break it open, and then just remove the meat. See how easy it is? Look at how nice it is. And with the head, just break the head open, and we're just going to use our hand to remove the little piece of meat that's still left over, you can remove as much as you can because this can go into the sauce too. See this? We're going to use them to coat it with flour, and we're going to deep fry them together with the rest of the lobster. Heat up about 1.5 cups of oil. Any kind of oil will do. Now we're going to place this on a paper plate, or you can use a Ziploc bag and shake it up with, put the flour in and shake it up to evenly coat it, or you can do it my way like this. Make sure you also coat the already cooked meat too. Don't leave it out. Now you're going to just turn it around on the other side and coat them evenly with the flour. Okay, now I test my oil by just putting the chopstick on the bottom and see how hot it is. Now it's ready for me to pour all the lobster at once. That's why I use the paper plate. You can bend them and just pour them all in once. And use the chopstick to kind of separate them so they don't stick together. Okay. Now you stir fry until it's cooked. Not halfway cooked, but fully cooked. Now you're going to scoop it out. It's about maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, scoop it out, set it aside. Now heat up the wok on high heat. Add about 1 tablespoon of oil. Give it a swirl. Make sure that the wok is hot so the ingredient won't stick to it. Now as you pour in the ginger first, you're going to turn the heat to medium. You don't want to burn all these ingredients. After about a few minutes, you're going to put in the shallots. Stir fry again. Mix them well. Let them release some of the aroma. And now you're going to add the garlic. And give it another stir. Now we're going to add in the black bean sauce. Now this sauce already has garlic. That's why I only use 3 cloves of garlic. Okay? And it's also very salty, so go easy on it. Now you give it a stir. Don't burn the sauce, just a few seconds. Now we're going to put in the already fried lobster. Okay. Move it around a little bit. Now we're going to add the wine. Don't pour the wine directly to the lobster, but around the wok. Okay. We're going to stir fry until all the wine evaporated. Now we're going to add in the oyster sauce, the sugar. I only use about half a tablespoon. Okay? You can always adjust the taste after. Okay, now you give it a stir. Just a few seconds, not too long. Okay, now you're going to add in the stock. Right now I'm only using about half a cup of stock, or maybe to a cup. Now you're going to add the tamales and the loose meat from the lobster head. You're going to put them both at once. Okay? And you're going to stir fry until the tamales is cooked. When it's cooked, it's going to thicken up the sauce. After it's cooked, you're going to taste a little bit, see if your flavor is enough. If you need to be more sweet, just add a little sugar. If it's too sweet, you want a little bit salty, just add a little bit of oyster sauce, but do not add salt. Okay? No chicken powder either, because you already have the chicken stock. Okay? Now you're going to cook it for about 2 minutes until the tamale is cooked. And you can see the sauce get thicken up. That's what we want. Finally, the rest of the black peppers. And now the onions or the scallion. And we're done. Toss it just about a few tosses and we're done. Turn off the heat. This special dish you can eat it with white rice. It's very tasty. So, there you go. You have a lot of sauce. Look at that. Wonderful. Well, enjoy!